Hello all, welcome to Hack Shack Studios. RT Bear here, and it's the first day of the new year. So hope everyone had a great New Year's Eve celebration. Hope everybody made it out in one piece or back in one piece. And we were talking about gunplay yesterday, and I think I heard some here yesterday. So some people were shooting guns here and fireworks. So they had a great ass time. So I'm going to do some drawing for you guys. I have a page I started the other day, page 34 of Chrono Mechanics, and I'm going to try to finish it up. Well, I am going to finish it up tonight. So that is the goal. I'm pretty close to it, pretty close to finishing it up. And I think I have 3 pages of color notes to do for Narwhal before the day is over. So I have this page, and then I have the color notes, and then I'm good. Excuse me, I had to take some water here. Excuse me again. So rude. So rude. Yeah, I had a lot of fun last night. I spent some time on Mandy Summers' show last night, and then my daughter and her boyfriend got home from San Diego late, and so we had a birthday celebration because it was my daughter's birthday yesterday as well. So we ate a bunch of cake and ice cream and had some booze. We boozed it up. So it was a good time. So I hope everyone had a great new year, because I know I did. And 2019 was a blast. I'm hoping that 2020 will not only be as good as last year, but even better. I got some stuff planned, you guys. Some major stuff. So we have Tungsten. Hey, man. Happy New Year. Thanks for hanging. And we have Justin. Oh, damn. Oh. And so once again, this is interactive. So if you guys want to hang out, talk in the chat, I will come back. I will read. I will draw. We will talk. We will draw. We will have fun. We will hang out. It's all good. So here's page 34. So earlier I did some penciling to try to put some of these characters a little bit more on model. So I went back to some of my early character studies of the form in here, and I think I nailed it. So yeah, went in there and penciled it up, made sure that this character is all in the nose. It's all right here to make this character work. And so, is everybody hungover from yesterday? We're all hungover. Man, can you hear the conversation going on downstairs? This house echoes like crazy. That my daughter yells when she talks. She's a yeller. She's an old yeller. Yes, we had a lot of fun on Mandy's stream. There's a guy named Mark Higdon, or I think that's how you say his name, and he does these Mego like redesigns, and he's been sending me updates on all of his progress. And so he sent me an Ethan Van Sciver Mego design, and I shared it on Mandy's channel last night. It was pretty funny. And I think on John's earlier, or the day before, there was one for Kelsey. That one's hilarious. So don't do it now, but when we're done here, go check out their streams. I might share them. I got them here saved, so maybe I'll share them with you guys later. Yeah. So I don't know what his inroad is going, or how he's going to do my Migo. I'll have to wait. But it's kind of flattering. Did Migo come back? Didn't they go out of business? I thought I saw some Migo figures at, was it Target or something when I was shopping over the Christmas holiday. And I don't know, I think they're vintage or something, like they're like Brady Bunch and like weird TV shows. So I guess there's a market for it. I don't know. It's I'm not their demographics, even though I do remember them as a kid. But I was never that into them. Who wants to play with a Brady Bunch action figure? Can you even? What would you do? I guess for the little girls, maybe they can play house. Migo had, I think they had a line of superhero ones. So I think they were the in between the 12-inch action figure and the smaller ones. What's up, kiddo?
I'm making hot chocolate, but I don't have any more chocolate, so I'm stealing some Andes mints. I'm bringing you up some.
Andes mints?
Yeah.
They're in the refrigerator?
Yup.
You might want to check those. I think those have been in there for a year.
You got some for Christmas, didn't you?
Yeah, but I didn't put them in the refrigerator. They're right here on the counter.
Give me those.
How do you know what's in my refrigerator better than I do?
Don't ask.
I guess what's mine is mine, and what's mine is hers as well. Ah, the joys of being a dad. That you end up paying for everything. Somehow Christmas and birthdays aren't the same when you have to pay for everything. Here's a birthday present that you paid for. Here's a Christmas present that you paid for. So I guess they're making hot chocolate, hot cocoa. So I'm going to finish this lineup, and then I'm going to check with the chat, see where we're at. Tell everybody hello. Let me see, what do we got here? Justin, we got Matt. Working on a holiday art. You're a rock star. I never stop. I worked last night. I worked today. Yeah, I don't know what it would be like. Some people get paid holidays. What is that like? Hey, Matt, what's up? How are you? Yes, if everyone, this is my due diligence, my YouTube ritual. Please give a thumbs up, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Yeah, my subscriptions and YouTube shows are going up, so that's always a good thing when you're a creative person and you create something and people show up. Yeah, it's always a good feeling. It's never a bad thing. So my New Year's resolution, I don't know if you guys do New Year's resolutions, but mine is to have a schedule and keep the schedule. That's my main New Year's resolution. So I talked to my wife about hers, and she says she doesn't do one anymore. Most people's are always like, I want to lose some weight. I want to lose some weight in 2020. That's usually a fairly standard one. I'm going to stop drinking so much. So yeah, this character that I'm working on right now is it's the Foreman drone. So it's a drone, a remotely piloted drone for Chrono Incorporated. And so he can't communicate. They broke off communications with his mechanics. So they're in dire straits, and Chrono Inc. can't get a hold of them. So then Skippy and Eugene, which are these, this is Skippy, this is Eugene. Well, this is Skippy, this is Eugene, have an idea that the Foreman can pilot this drone. And since the drone was already on the ship, they can remotely pilot the drone and kind of have some eyes on the work site and the ship, so they can try to figure out what happened, because they don't know what happened. The Team 9.2, their ship crashed, their time ship crashed, and so and they lost power to the ship, so they couldn't communicate with Chrono Incorporated. And one of the things is repairing the big machine known as time is time sensitive, no pun intended, and they have to repair it in a certain amount of time. Otherwise, all kinds of strange anomalies and basically life-threatening cataclysms, like natural, like disaster type stuff, can happen. And if it goes on for too long, they have to reboot time, because they can't unjumble the time streams, because one of the side effects too is like time streams merge and they intertwine. And so if they go on for too long in that state, they can't untangle them. And so they just have to reboot time. It's kind of like a reset button. We call it the Go Primal protocol. So Chrono Incorporated basically just starts time all over again from the primordial ooze. Is that hot chocolate?
Made with Hershey's chocolate bars and Andes mints, covered in whipped cream and marshmallows and an Andes mint.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to be on a sugar high. Thank you. That was my lovely daughter, Amanda.
Show them the cup. I made it pretty so you could show it off.
Okay, hold on.
Yes.
Okay, you guys never show off the cup with the artwork underneath it, because you could spill. So this is, I can't really turn it.
No, you can't. But look at that. That's what we call decadent.
This is decadent. This is good. This is making me fat just looking at it. So are the Andes mitts melted inside too, or is it just got one on the top there?
No, it's 4 Hershey's bars, 6 Andes mints with milk, not water, because that's crap.
Four Hershey bars are in that drink, or is it for all of us?
For all of us, I made 3.
Okay. Holy moly. Well, this might be a long stream because I'm going to have a sugar rush through the whole thing if I drink it all, which I probably won't. Because I don't want to get crazy. Sugar makes me crazy. I can handle a lot of alcohol and different substances, but man, sugar makes me nuts. I get so hyper. But you guys would probably like that. Which art loses mine on a live stream? It ain't gonna happen, people. It ain't gonna happen. So on the Chrono front, we had some activity for the last day of the year, which was very cool. We broke 27. Let me actually do this so you guys can see it, because this is all good stuff. I love this. Oh, we got some new people. We got Nighthawk Warrior. What's up? Yeah, we got Nighthawk. How you doing, man? He's somewhat of a celebrity in the chat here. What's up? How you guys doing? That drone is creepy. I know, but it's cool though. Yeah, it's kind of like it's a floating mechanized. It's got one arm and it's got an antenna there, so it can communicate through time. And this is a hologram. So the face inside is a hologram. So the hologram represents the user. And so this panel here is the form in the same character, but he's in a VR helmet. And so he's piloting the thing. And he's also talking, because he can communicate through the drone. But there's nobody in the ship to communicate with. I'm sorry, you guys. I had a lot of dairy. The drone is that's funny. Yeah, I think it's just Chrono. I like kind of funky, cool, like designs that actually challenge a little bit and that are weird. So this is definitely funky, cool, and weird. It's all the above. Farmer Dan says, dang, I'm going to have to get my wife to make me some fancy cocoa now. Some fancy cocoa now. That was my daughter snickering. Are you drinking out of a cauldron? What is that?
Yeah, it's my cauldron mug.
Your cauldron.
I gave you the possum mug.
I can't turn it sideways because it'll spill all over my board. It says, I'm a little trash cat. And it's got a picture of, what are those?
Possum.
Possums. Those are like, they're not trash cats. They're like rats. They have rat tails.
Yeah, but they're cute.
They're not cute.
They're so cute.
They're not cute.
I'll fight you to the death.
I saw one, we were down in the family room, and it was at night, and I just looked out the window, and I see this little skull face looking at me from outside.
They're cute. They wear pajamas, Dad.
No, like they had that little mask-like shape, and then when the light from inside the house hit it, holy shit, man. It scared the poop out of me. No, get that thing away from me. Yeah, they're not trash cats. They're rats. See, they make the tail look cute there because it's all coiled up like a little piglet tail, but they're more like rat tails. Aren't they segmented? They look just like a rat tail. They have those little lines and stuff in them,
They're
right?
called corn cob tails. Do
you think God, just had a couple design ideas and just wanted to reuse them? And
yeah.
Just like, what is it? The duck-billed platypus?
Oh, yeah, the platypus.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of like borrowed ideas.
Well, enjoy your cocoa and your stream.
Well, thank you. And also, I always think that possums look like they need to wear braces. They look like they're like nothing against the English, but
They look British.
they look British. Their
You got
teeth
all
are
the weird
always
teeth.
like all crazy.
Yeah, a little bit. Just
Yeah.
a wee bit.
Hey, Amanda. Farmer Dan says, "Dang, diabetes in a cup." Did you make your mom one of these?
I did. I told her not to tell her doctor.
Well, yeah, they're gonna check her blood, and they'll find out. They'll find out the hard
It's
way.
like liquid Andes mint with marshmallows.
Well, once it cools off a little bit, I'll take a swig.
It's fairly cold.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm. It cools down quick.
Okay. All right. So we have Andrew J. Do you remember Andrew J. from Long Island?
Hey!
Andrew! Hey,
Good
guess
one.
what we have? We have a celebrity in our midst. We have Comic Art Pro Secrets. I wonder who that could be. The mystery man. I think that's EVS. How are you doing, man? Happy New Year, brother. And thanks for 2099. It was a great year. 2099. 2019.
You're already in the future.
I'm so... That wouldn't be the future. That'd be the past, wouldn't it?
No, it's the future. It's 2099.
2099. What was that TV series? There was a series called 29 Space 2099 or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You're too young. All right, I got all flustered there because I had
Coco.
I have Ethan and Coco. I'm going crazy here. We got Nighthawk Warrior. Hey, RT Bear, Thibert. Hey, Art Thibert. How did you get the color blue on the page? Did somebody ask me this the other day? Man, it's a very complicated to print blue lines to explain on a live stream, but there are a lot of tutorials that exist, and you can find them. That's how I learned, and I also had a friend in the studio that helped out quite a bit. So everybody does it differently, so it's kind of hard to tell. Yeah. Hey, Amanda. Ethan says possums are horrible. I agree.
What?
Ethan says possums are horrible.
What is wrong with you?
Whoa.
They stop Lyme disease, and they have tiny little fingers, and they wear pajamas.
What do you mean they wear pajamas?
They wear pajamas.
They're just bad design. Yeah. It really is like God had some leftover parts and just put them all on a rat.
Yeah, but they wear pajamas. See? Show this on your stream. This one's name is Sesame.
Will this out you or dox you in any
No.
way? All right. She wants me to share this with you.
His name's Sesame.
Yeah, but they don't come in nature this way. Somebody dressed this one like that.
Yeah?
They kind of look like they have pig snouts too.
Yeah, they're like little pig cats.
Oh, they're disgusting. Get it away from me. Get it away from me. Rooster Roy laughs because this is hilarious.
Here's one playing the piano.
Oh, gee, yeah. Ooh, he looks like he's having a good time.
I know.
He's jamming.
He's playing the piano.
Now go away.
That one's name is Gilbert, in case anyone cares.
Gilbert, don't they have like a shelf life of like 3 years?
Yeah. And then they die.
They're not even good pets.
So they're kind of not supposed to be pets, but you know.
Don't hamsters live longer?
No. They have the same lifespan as a hamster.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hamsters are 2.5, 3 years. Possums are around 3 years.
You know what's the worst pet? And every parent probably knows this, is the darn goldfish. They don't even make it home. Like if you go, you usually win them at a fair. They don't even make the trip home. It's horrible. And then you have to explain like life and death to your little child. And then you have your ritual, flushing down the toilet.
We buried all of ours. We had like nice little funeral service for them and everything.
Oh my gosh. I was planting something in the backyard and I forgot that it was the burial site for the goldfish and the hamsters. Oh my gosh. Like little mini coffins and stuff out in the backyard. It's pretty nuts.
We have a pet cemetery.
Hey, Amanda. Curtis is in the house.
Yay! Hey, Kurt.
Ned says, hello. He is over from Spain. Hey, Ned from Spain. How are you? Oh, my gosh. This is going off the rails right now. I can't even focus.
You haven't had enough cocoa yet.
No, that's gonna make it worse.
I know.
Yeah.
Have some cocoa.
Is that a possum in your home? No, Andrew J. Thank goodness. If she had her way, if Amanda had her way, we would.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we will not.
That you know of.
I don't want to feed another. I don't want to be responsible for one more thing.
Cute thing.
Cute? They're not cute. They're not even ugly cute.
I will win you over. Look at this one. Look at this
I want you to read this one out loud.
No, that's rude. Look, this one's dressed up as a Christmas tree.
Why are you doing this? You need your own show. Okay.
It's dressed up as a Christmas tree.
I don't know how well they're seeing this, but yeah. I don't think you're winning over the crowd here. I don't think this is your audience.
I'll find an audience.
I'll keep going until they succumb. Possums are great against animals with rabies, and they are American marsupials.
I love you. Oh, and have you seen one fight a rattlesnake?
They'll fight snakes. That's the only redemption.
They fight rattlesnakes, and it's so cool. They just grab them around the throat and just go bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, they must be fairly quick. Although rattlesnakes, I don't know. Firsthand, they say they can be fast, but I haven't seen them very fast. They're one of the slower snakes that we have in the area anyway.
No, but they sure
What are those black racers? Holy crap, those things are fast.
Still can't believe I was like 2 inches away from one.
Remember, I whacked that one by the pool, and then it still moved fast, right?
Yeah.
And we thought, like, well, we couldn't find it, and we were kind of thinking it climbed in the shrub, and it's a pretty big shrub, like it's like a topiary type.
It's taller than us.
Yeah, and we couldn't see it, and it's right in the pathway to the pool. And so we were just walking back and forth, like, where is it? Where is it? And then Amanda finally went, it's right there. It was eye level with us.
It was hissing at me. That's how I found it. I looked
over.
Oh,
You heard it?
Yeah, it started hissing, and I looked over, and it's like 3 inches from my face. And Dad was so cool. He had a pair of hedge clippers, and he just jerked him into the bush, grabbed the snake, started beating it against the wall until it died.
Oh, I grabbed it, and then I just bashed its head against the wall until it succumbed to death.
You were just like a possum.
Nah, I think that thing would have bled out though, because I whacked it pretty good.
Yeah. Maybe.
Okay. Wow, this took a twist, a possum twist. All right, somewhere in YouTube there is an what is that? Awesome, and or like it's supposed to be possum enthusiast live stream. Yeah. Yeah, my daughter should do something like that because I'm not. Oh yeah, mongoose are cool, man. Ricky Tikki Tavi. That was the best, man. Fighting the snakes. I hate to see snakes win. I don't like snakes at all. I don't like any kind of snake. They're all horrible. Every one of them. Okay, so hopefully this can steer into or to talking about turkey sandwiches or something before going back to the art. Turkey sandwiches are delicious. They are delicious, and the best part of holidays is the leftovers. So turkeys are pretty much seasonal, right? You can only get like the big turkeys Thanksgiving and Christmas time. So pretty cool. So you just kind of just turn the leftovers into sandwiches. Okay. You want a little bit of a thicker line for the holding line, the outside, to define the shape. And once again, the charm of the Chrono style is to freehand. So usually I would use some kind of French curve for this, but the kind of organic nature of the line is it kind of helps define, or is one of the things that define the style, the Chrono Mechanics style. Okay. Here's the interior. Man, I can't stop thinking how creepy this thing is now. Thanks, whoever said in the chat. It is creepy. Okay. Getting into little details here. And he's got a long, like, lip from the nose to the mouth, kind of like a baboon or a gorilla, I guess. So these breakdowns were done by Render. So I do the thumbnails or the layout on not all the pages, but on some of the pages, just to save time. And I send those out to Render, and he puts them together the best he can. And then the style is so, like, personal that then I can go over and tweak and put things into on model a little bit more, and then we can keep all the continuity going and unite the one voice or the two voices as one. So at least that's the idea. And it's working out so far. This is, what did I just sent page 39 out to Narwhal for colors. And so this is page 34. Let me see. So that's 38. Yeah, it's page 39, but I think there's like 37 pages done, because there's 2 pages that come before these ones. And so I think there's 37 pages of line art. Not all the pages are colored yet, but yes, quite a bit. So it was initially a 42. Wait, it's hard to think sometimes and work. It was a 48-page book originally, and then we had the stretch goal to add 6 pages. So now we're at 54 pages, and thank you so very much for helping with that. And so the next stretch goal is another 6 pages. So if we can do that, that'll be a total of 60 pages, and that would be ideal for telling this story. So you'll get a 60-page story. That's one of the cool things about these Indiegogo crowdfund, is that we can work together to build the book. So the book that you get is a book that we built together. So the stretch goals allow us to, to go from 48 pages to 54 pages to 60 pages, that kind of thing. And also, I pulled some of the stretch goals down when we closed the live campaign, but I do have some other ones planned. But I'm going to kind of inspire you guys, instead of like putting it all out there at one time. We're just going to take one stretch goal at a time and get to that, fund it, and then go to the next one, and so on and so on. And so, we can build this thing into a killer, like collectible, which is what I ultimately want to do. I want it to, I'd still like to square bound it and have a harder cover, a cardboard stock cover. And I still want to do the foil. I want to do foil enhancements on the cover as well. But that will all depend on, how quickly we can build this thing. Because one of the biggest questions that I have right now for myself is, I'm going to keep it in demand for a while, but I also, as soon as the book is done, I want to send it to the printers, and so I can get this book to you guys quicker. But I'm just not sure what the print run will be at that moment. So I may have to take a leap of faith and print more books than a lot more books than I have ordered, and then just keep it in demand, and then hope we can sell through in time. Because print runs go lower based on volume. So if you could have more books to print, then it costs you less per item or per book. Your per book cost goes down. And so usually it's around 1,000 books that you can get the significant price break. And so that's kind of the goal, is to get to that point. And I'm pretty confident we can, with your help, but it's going to take a little bit of time in demand to reach that. And I do realize that this is a really unique project, and so it's going to take a little bit more time to educate you guys and let you know what it's about, and what this world and universe is like. And I think the more time you spend with it, and the more you hear me talk about it, you'll understand it, because it's really hard to compare it to anything. It's like nothing I've done before, in the past. And it's pretty outside the box. It's pretty unique. So it's a tougher concept to sell. I don't mean as far as just dollar amount. I just mean as far as, educating, and where people can understand what it is. because it doesn't quite fit anything I've done before, and it's fairly unique even by comic book standards. There's really nothing out there like this, and I'm very proud of that. But I also understand that it would be much easier to do an IP that was like, oh, it's this meets this, the old kind of Hollywood sales pitch, and usually you combine two things that are very popular in your pitch, and that's how people can understand at a quick glance what the concept is, because you're directly comparing it to something they understand and they know. And Chrono, I'm really the closest I could come is it's kind of Ghostbusters, Men in Black kind of idea. But then again, not really. So it's still not even those ideas. And the sensibility is completely unique. I can't wait to see what you guys think of it. You get the book. I'm starting to get some feedback on Black and White. I think I just got tweeted out today that there's a YouTube review out there for Black and White, and that's pretty cool. And it was very flattering. So it was a pretty favorable review. So I really appreciate that. So if you guys do have input and you want to do reviews of Black and White when you get the book, feel free, because that's how we get the word out and get people to see what we're doing. And reviews and conversation is all good. I'm all for it. So this is the foreman with his VR goggles. I don't want to really do a line here, but I think I'm gonna hint at one right there. And then I'm gonna put this. Man, this kind of hatching and stuff goes against everything that I know. I would never do this except for in a Chrono style. Just this hatches onto the shadow here. Okay. There's a lot of the kind of bloopy stylings that I've been known for in the past that are in this style as well. I think it really lends itself, and it's more exaggerated than I usually do because it's a cartoon, but I use it on other people's work as well. Just kind of a sometimes it's a little more controlled or a little less exaggerated. Oh, that's coming together. That's pretty cool. And then I got some little shapes here to help define the sides of the nose, the edge there, and then hopefully this will bring it all together right here. Ooh. I'll hold it up to the camera so you can see. Yeah, once those blacks go in, that's going to look really cool. It got a little dark, didn't it? There we go. Yes, it's a lot of fun. Okay, let's get some rendering on Skippy. I don't want to do any real black, heavy blacks on Skippy. Because another thing about this style is it's kind of more open. It's more render. There's not a lot of black. This is one of the rare pages that has black. And the reason it has a lot of black is because it's a mystery ship. There's no power to the ship. So we're cutting into the interior of the ship, so it's dark, and then so this is the interior of the ship, this is interior of the ship, this is interior. So these will all be dark in color, and then this panel will be really bright, and this one will be bright just because it's an exterior. And so I kind of want to do this as a knockout too, like a single color, like maybe all reds or something like that. So the idea being is that you'll definitely know these guys are in a different location than this, because it's important to understand that, just as far as your storytelling. So I nickname these are like these little nick hatches. And I first kind of used them when I was inking Art Adams. Art does a lot of those, but it's actually kind of like the European guys like Mobius and stuff do them as well. And I was a little bit familiar with them at the time when I was working with Art Adams, but not to the extent that I am now. So I have to say, really the first time I've ever had like real practical application of these ideas was with Art's work. So they're just kind of like these little quick little nicks that you do, and you try not to put too much weight to them, and you try to keep them organic and not as they're kind of patterned, but not really overly so. And one of the things that I like to do with the storytelling is all these nicks kind of are working like arrows. So the nicks here, let me do these ones too so you can see them. They all kind of point into the composition. So they're all kind of directed in this way towards the action. So you have the perspective, but then you also have these lines that are kind of leading your eye in the same direction. So I like to do these little craggly things because it's kind of like Star Wars, where it's a used environment. It's not overly pretty or clean or sterile. So these are nicks as well, but they're kind of the same principle, but they connect to something. So it's might be too subtle for the camera, but they're all in through here. Yeah, once I get into working in this style, it's a lot of fun. because the more bounce and energy you can give to it, the better it works. Okay. And so here's those lines. And the key here is to make sure that the spacing is the same as this. And then there's also a little bit of perspective that's going on. So I'm kind of following the contour and bringing these lines closer together as they hit the edge to imply that it's wrapping around a little bit. Okay, then I have this side. So here's some of the worn look. And so then as I get further back, I simplify them. I don't do as many to imply it's diminishing. All right, so I have some stuff here. I'm going to do some brush work too, because there's a couple hatches that I want to do, but I can't really get the look I want with this pin. So I'm going to use the brush, but I'm going to wait so I can do all the brush work at the same time. Well, let me see. I got some of these here. And these are going to be monitor screens back here. So we're going to be seeing what he's seeing here. So some of these scenes and some other ones are going to be in those to help with the storytelling. So then this is like that kind of used, craggly kind of Star Wars idea. The thing is too that these are workers. These are guys that are maintaining and fixing things. So this isn't like a clean, nice place. It's a work environment. So it's not clean. There's a lot of grease marks and worn paint chips, things like that. And this one is what I'm hoping is around the screen, like what I'm inking right now, is that narwhal will, it's kind of like filth around the perimeter of the screen. You know how like you wipe the screen, but then like some of the filth, if you don't do it really well or pay attention, kind of gathers around the perimeter or the edge of the screen. So that's what that stuff is, this little, and it'd be cool if he just knocked it out in a color hold. And so you just see color, like a frost or like just, where it's kind of frosted. I don't know how to explain it, just kind of muck filled. It's muck filled. And then this is actually a structure that I forgot to ink earlier. So this is the inside of the monitor screen. So yeah, look at that, brought that together. So I think, yeah, this panel is pretty much done with the exception of brush, and I'm going to bring in some I'm going to do some marker work too, because some of the text and these little circles are easier to do with a micron. So it's kind of finding the right tool sometimes for the job. And over time, you'll find that there's certain tools that you'll have that it makes it easier for you to do certain things. And then it doesn't make much sense not to use them. Sometimes, well, I used to be kind of an ink snob where I'd go, oh, that guy's using, a marker, or that guy's doing this or that as using a tool. But now I'm like, whatever does the job and looks the best, because everybody's different. Because somebody might actually be able to, do all this lettering with the pen, and I can, but it just takes more time and more concentration to do it. And this tool isn't really the right one to do that. You need something that's a little more technical to do those things with. So I like to kind of give a little bit of a hairline, like a holding line for shadows. And then make sure there's no wet ink here. And then do these. And I want these thicker than a lot of the other lines because this is a really big scale piece of hardware. So if I did really thin lines like some of these, it would look weird. So when you ink, you got to think of scale as well. And so I'm starting off with a thinner line, thickening them up as I go. Also, I'm getting them closer together and making them thicker. So it shows that it's kind of rounding a little bit. And so I have a couple like little textures there in the shadow there, and some of these bigger scale nicks. And these are fun because I can really get into unique shapes. Like they're not uniform, so they can all be different thicknesses and different shapes. The one thing I'm finding my least favorite is like the ink is now just repetitive shapes, like the same hatching over and over again to have a progression of gray. Yeah, it just kind of bores me now. So the Chrono style can be whatever I want it to be, whatever interests me, whatever kind of textures or line. So that's why it's fun. I don't feel limited or handcuffed. Some styles are pretty limiting. And if you try to add anything different to it, it fails. It fails miserably. Some people's styles are very, very rigid. Oh my gosh. I'm drinking this. It's hot chocolate. Oh my gosh. Ugh. My eyes are already. My daughter made me a cup of cocoa. It's delicious. She put Andes mints in it and Hershey's chocolate. All right, I'm going back in time in the chat. Oh, you guys have been busy. I see a Durakin. I see a Death Metal Hero. Ooh, I see a super chat. Thank you so much. I'll come back to that. Economics of scale. Yeah. If you want to help get my project funded early, got to keep going. It's called Savage Hawk, issue 1. Okay, so Night Warrior's in here. He's got a book, but I'm going back in time. 616, 615. Holy crap. You guys have been busy. We got Rooster Roy. What's up? Okay, so there's the Mongoose. We got that. Wow, the stream went from Art drawing his new Chrono page to talking about animals. Wow. Yeah. I had a turtle pet for years until it dug or dig a hole in the backyard and went into the neighbors. Do those things dig? They do, huh? They like bury their eggs and stuff, but that's in the sand. I don't know. Those are like tortoise. I don't know. There's porpoise, and then there's dolphins, and then there's alligators and crocodiles, and then there's turtles, and then there's tortoise. So weird. Life is weird. Okay. Yeah, things change quickly around here. Hopefully this can steer to talking about turkey sandwiches or something. Yeah, well, turkey sandwiches are delicious. Okay, so so is Nighthawk Warrior is your book Savage Hawk? I have not seen it yet. I'll have to check it out. But people in the chat always like you, so it must be good. We have Death Metal Hero. Horns, my friend. What's up, Art and chat? Happy New Year, brethren and sisterin. I think, let me see. I think you can get them at farms throughout the year, year-round. Thanksgiving, less of. Yeah. I don't know. I thought that they were only seasonal, so I guess if you go right to a farm, you can get turkeys. I don't know. It makes it less special. Okay. How are you, Death Metal? Happy New Year, Death Metal. He's a little bit of a celebrity as well. Is this Daxum? Daxum might. It would be awesome if Our Man makes an appearance in the Chrono Mechanics, the Android one. Our Man, the DC Comics Our Man. I always thought that guy was kind of cool. He's kind of cool in an uncool sort of way. One voice to rule them all. It's called, okay, here it is. It's called Savage Hawk, issue 1. If you want to put a link, it won't be an active link, but maybe they can copy and paste it. Is it related to Shadowhawk? Isn't it? What was there's a hawk character in the Defenders? What's his name? Is it Nighthawk? Blackhawk? I don't know. Blackhawks are those a DC character of fighter pilots. Yeah. The more comics you print, the less you pay per item, per book. Yeah. And it's the best way to go. I just have to get as close to a decent print run before I go to print for Chrono. Otherwise, I'm going to have to take a major leap of faith and order 1,000 books and just hope I can get there, which is probably what I'll end up doing unless you can help get the word out and we can kind of fund it quicker or get to that 1,000 or close to that 1,000 number. And then it'll be less risky for me with the print run. But what I want to do regardless is, as soon as the book is done, whether we have those numbers or not, I'm going to send it to the printer, and I'm just going to have to, like I say, I'm just going to have to take a leap of faith and come up with a print run at that point, because I don't want to make everybody who's already backed wait longer than they have to. So that's the plan there, because as soon as the book is done, I want to send it out to the printer, and it's moving along way quicker than I had originally anticipated. So that is really, really cool. And that's because of all the dedication with Render and Narwhal and myself. So we got a $2. Is it Time Bandits meets Futurama? I love Time Bandits and I love Futurama. Let me think. I'll definitely say that Time Bandits was an inspiration, because I love that movie, and maybe subconsciously, because I think that the bandits themselves are, I think they're just kind of like workers, right? They just kind of work for the almighty being or whatever. So you get the sense that they clean up, they maintain, they do his bidding, but it seemed like it's mostly in like labor type, like a blue collar type thing. So maybe, I don't know. They don't really get into the backstory of those the bandits themselves. They're just kind of disgruntled employees. So maybe, because there is kind of this weird work ethic and like vibe that's in that story. It's one of them, like many things that are going on in that story. But thank you so much for the $2. I really appreciate it. So Daxum says he missed out on Black and White. Yeah, we're my wife and I, Pamela, who's my work partner as well on all of these crowdfund books, we've been talking about how the best way to do this. So we were thinking at some point about doing a newsprint version of Black and White, and then now we're talking about maybe just a whole reissue of the original books. Whatever's left, we do a limited, like a crowdfund, like an Indiegogo, and do a very limited time run, I guess, because there's only so many books, so we can't, really go back to print or anything on them. So we would just have to sell what we have. So, I don't know how many will be left at the end. 300 to 500, I would imagine. Yeah, I'm drinking this hot chocolate. It is really good. Oh, I already read that. Thank you. Page is coming out great. Thank you. Yeah, I should get back in on it. But I saw. Wait, what is this? Oh, yeah. It's kind of a MODOK vibe. Looks cool. I'm afraid about asking the hard hat MODOK guys there. Yeah. Well, it's a drone, and it's got the face of the foreman on there. It's the creepy drone. Okay, so Durakin's in the chat. So we got Kevin. Looks great. Thank you, Kevin. I do appreciate it. Hey, Dale, what's up, man? What is all the blue on the page? Well, what we do is we pencil these things out, either digitally or as a thumbnail. I scan them in and then print them on a board. I blow it up and I print it on the board as a blue line. And then I can ink over the blue line. And then when I scan this in for the final, for printing, I can scan it in, and then I can remove the blue from the black and the white, and you won't see the blue. So it's non-reproduction blue. So the idea is that once you're done, you won't be able to see the blue anymore. And the reason they do that is it's a production thing. It's a lot faster to work on the blue lines. It saves production money too for DC and Marvel. Wait a minute. I just read something that's shocking. We have Nick C. We got some new faces in here. We got Checkpoint, Flux Core. This is moving like crazy, you guys. We have Victor. The face style like that. I don't know, man. Just old guys' faces, like, skinny, just caricature, cartoon. Yeah, there's no one I know that looks like that, though. Good evening. We have Cam 1138. Oh, what is the inking tool? This is a Hunt 102. Sorry, I think somebody asked me that earlier. So this is a Hunt dip pin 102. The 102 is the size of the nib, the tip. It's a pretty universal size. You can do a lot with this size nib. Flux Core, how are you, brother? I sold all my calligraphy pins 30 years ago. Holy crap. Get them back. Start inking. We got Checkpoint, get an inker, Irish that hot chocolate. Maybe that's for later when I need to. That is kind of good because then it kind of brings you up and brings you down. It probably just evens itself out if you put alcohol in. 15 minutes to drawn and quartered. Oh, shoot. That's right. Today's Wednesday. She went cheap with all my goodies. They hibernate. Okay, where was it? It was something. Okay, yeah, I'm getting down to it. Gaming or what is in the chat. How are you? FluxCore. Turkey is one of the best deals for meat all year round. I love turkey. Turkey and chicken. So we have Nick C, Savage Hawk with Silverhawks theme. Ooh. Ooh. And then there's Hawk and Dove. Hawk and Dove. All right, this is the one. This is the one. Okay. Tortoise can climb trees and walls. No, they can't. That's blowing my mind. I told you guys the other day on one of these chats, I saw an alligator climb a fence. So they have little like hands they can grab, but turtles and tortoise, they don't have that. How could they do that? I guess if it was a small enough tree. All right, we have a central scrutinizer in the house. Everyone draws faster than EVS. I don't know. I watched him draw some, do some sketches. He did them pretty fast today. We have Blue. Good evening. What's up? How are you? Okay, here's an idea for a future stream. Favorite time-related movies and shows. Where's my pen? I'm going to write this down. Always looking for stuff to talk about. Okay, future stream. Yeah. Time-related. That's pretty cool. That'll be fun. There's so many good ones. There's some really bad ones too. Sometimes it's more fun to talk about bad time travel stories than fun or good. I'm here, but okay. I'm here, but I'm actually doing work. LOL. Well, I'm here and I'm not doing any work right now. All right. So we have some clarification. So no drawn quarter tonight. So you guys are stuck with me. Tortoise can do a lot of things. Haven't you seen? Are those turtles or tortoise? I don't know. We're talking about two different things. Trevor Wright, turtles can use weapons and fight crime. Oh, you guys are just giving me crap now. Yeah, I agree. Because you could go on forever. And for some reason, you can actually get up more energy for things that are bad. You could talk more passionately about how they destroyed your favorite time travel idea. Yeah. So that's always the dilemma there. Okay, I got this little stain here that I'm going to do, and wait till you guys see. I'm hoping it'll work out really cool. But like I said, I think Narwhal can just kind of paint this over the screen, these little stains, and maybe do the line art as a color hold, and then it'll just look like a subtle staining around the screen there. It'll be pretty cool. One thing that really helps, it helps my process, is to know the colorist. And I think Narwhal and I are getting to know each other and what we can do and what we want. And so it's pretty cool now, because even when I'm drawing and coming up with these layouts, I'm thinking like, how would he color these things? How would we do this? Because I've never worked with anybody that's kind of that more 2D cell shade kind of look. So it's a little bit of an education for me. Just trying to figure out, it's just a different mindset and a way to think about the art and things you can do. Well, if Mike is sick, I hope he feels better soon. That's horrible. I don't like to be sick. I don't think anybody does, though. It'd be weird if you actually liked it. Not me. I love being sick. It's my favorite thing. Okay, so I'm going to do those bigger hatches with the brush. Doke. Get back on this. These shadows here. Get my little necks going. So tortoise can climb walls and trees. This is a revelation. Mind blown. So I can't spend too much time over there because of wet ink. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go down here. Get all these pipes and wires and stuff going on. And this goes against the blue line drawing. I changed it a little bit from what was originally drawn there. This is going to be all black. I move my hand so I don't put it in wet ink. It's your worst nightmare. Putting your hand in wet ink. Oh, I got stuck here. Tape on tape. So screen's shaping up. All the structure stuff. Let me see if there's wet ink here. Yeah, there's still. It's really wet right in there. So I'm going to move over into another panel and get away from all that wet ink. Okay. So I don't know if I want to do that. There's a little shadow holding line there, and I'm going to ink everything in first and then reevaluate after I'm done. There's some things that I pencil in and I'm just not real happy with them, or I'm not 100% sold on it. So then I'll just kind of sit on it for a while and then come back to it, see if I still like it. I will say more often than not, I do not do it. So my gut is usually correct. I won't ink it. Because once you ink, it's permanent. I mean, you can use whiteout, but I've said it before. I don't really like to do that. It looks messy and it's hard to ink over. Okay. I get myself into an ink corner again. I think probably the hardest part with inking after all these years is still trying to figure out where to put your hand so you don't put it back into wet ink. So I think I'm going to throw a couple lines down here and then go back to that bottom panel and just get away from some of this super wet ink. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to go to the chat, take a break, and let this ink dry. It's getting hard to keep track of it. Oh, Purple Smurf. All I see is Purple Smurf. He's everywhere. You know, I got one of those purple pillows for Christmas. Holy crap. I know you get inundated on YouTube with that purple this, purple that, but they actually make a pretty good product. I think my daughter uses one. They have these pads for the chair, and she uses one and she swears by it. She likes it. Okay. Central Scrutinize. Let's see what he says. Why discuss how great Back to the Future is when you can talk about the abject horribleness of Free Jack? Oh my gosh. You know what we should do? We should just have a poll. Like Kevin hit on something here. We should just, yeah, exactly, do a best and worst. And you guys should just like chime in and just give me all the best and worst. Pros and cons. This is the pros and cons. We got Purple Smurf 13. Yo, yo, yo. What's up? We got, is that Skits? Skits comic? Hello, hello, hello. Johnny Mnemonic versus Free Jack. Man, we're pulling out some oldies here. Is bad and a good. I don't know, man. I saw Free Jack once, and I do not remember that. I think I remember just as a good 2-hour just romp. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how bad it is. I haven't seen it since it first came out. But yeah, Johnny Mnemonic is bad in a good way. I agree. Central Scrutinizer, it doesn't take itself too seriously. I think it knows that it's stupid and that the source material is stupid. Free Jack takes itself way too seriously. Yeah, it's starting to come back to me. That might be a pretty good observation there. I don't remember Free Jack too much. Flux Core, AFK got to do dishes. Okay, hey Victor, you can get Kyle Ritter, huh? He costs too much. I don't know. I got him for black and white. I've known Kyle for a long time, man. He used to, when I used to do con drawings and stuff, he would color them. He would just say, hey, man, send me a high res. And he'd color them as a fan. So it was pretty cool to see when Ethan started posting those early Cyberfrog color artwork, his color artwork pieces. And wow, I was like, this guy took a quantum leap, another time travel idea, in his evolution as an artist. It was pretty phenomenal. And so he did me a solid on black and white. It's a long story. I'm sure it's in one of these in my YouTube history somewhere, but without naming names, a colorist left me high and dry the night before Black and White was to launch the Indiegogo campaign. So I called up Kyle and, well, I emailed Kyle and he said he would do it. And he pulled an all-nighter, man. That beautiful piece of artwork. He didn't sleep and he worked all through the night and kept his word, got it to me first thing in the morning. I had some really quick notes, sent them to him. He did them within the hour, sent it back, and we got that piece up. You do not, that campaign, just to launch it, there was so much freaking drama behind it. And I will always be thankful for Kyle for doing me a solid. And he did want to initially charge me what Ethan did, but I was like, there's nobody in the business, Kyle, that charges that, there's no colors. So can we be more reasonable? And so we did. And I think I still ended up tacking $100 onto it, just as a thank you for him going above and beyond, because not only was it a great piece of artwork that he put together there, but he also did it under duress, with a gun to his head. That's what I always call crazy deadlines. Working with a gun to your head. Oh, cool. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. And he's coming. Skits is coming. That sounds ominous and threatening in a way. But hey, we'll eagerly await you coming. So it's probably a project. So yeah, definitely let me know when you're getting closer. And the other day when I said, you guys, if you have a project you want to come on the show and stuff, don't inundate me and don't go crazy. But if you have a project and it looks good and you're thinking of launching it, send stuff my way. I don't want to set up an FTP for it, so just don't go crazy and give me some time to go through things. I think there's 2 people that I'm talking to right now about getting on the show, and we're gonna go over their campaign. So I do want to be open to that. I just have to figure out a way to do it without a lot of hassle and a lot of energy burnt or calories spent or burnt on it. We got Trevor Wright. Mike has been sick in the... Oh, man. I didn't see the last part. I was thinking this was going to be heartfelt. Like, and he goes, yeah, he's sick in the head. I think everybody that does comic books is a little sick in the head, though, to be quite honest. Some are more fun than others, though. I always say, like, crazy and weird. I'm all about crazy and weird, but there's like a crazy and weird that gets scary, and it's not fun. And that's the scary or the crazy and weird that I don't like. As long as it's fun. Come on, you guys. Mike is not sicker than Jeffrey Dahmer. That's cold-blooded, brother. Art, where did you get the faces from? Who inspired your style? Gosh, I wish I could just pinpoint one thing, but it's pretty much like Hanna-Barbera, like the best of Hanna-Barbera designs, not the actual execution of the animation, but the designs. Because I think they had some really cool design characters for their shows, and some of the designers were pretty amazing. Like Alex Toth is one that comes to mind. I think Jack Kirby did some designs for Hanna-Barbera in the day as well. So I like the designs. A lot of the Disney stuff is pretty well designed, animation style. And I just like the European line work. I like the European way of storytelling, even though like there's some in here, but it's not quite the European way. But there's some of the panel layouts and stuff are inspired by Mobius and some of those guys. And then that's why I really like working with Narwhal, because there's 3 pages and we go to an alternate future. I don't want to give too much away, but man, he was channeling some of those European guys, the color palettes and stuff. And I mean, it looks like it's inspired from those guys, the colors, but it's in the Narwhal style. So it excels beyond that. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. I think I showed one the other day on the stream, and some unusual color choices, which the Europeans do. Mostly the French guys. When I say Europeans, it's the French, the Mobius types. And but man, it's way outside of the norm what he's doing in the best of ways. So I wish I could be more specific. And then just I think everything inspires me over the years. It's just a culmination of everything. Time travel shows. Is that a time travel show? I haven't seen that yet. Yeah, there's a lot that I still need to watch. Best time travel stories have, let me see, what does Purple say? Purple Smurf. Among the best time travel stories I have ever seen, season 2 of Masterful. Wait a minute. I've never heard of some of these. Okay. Holy crap. You guys are rocking it. Thank you so much. There's a lot of faces in the chat. I got chatty. You guys are awesome. We got Comic Book Bob in the house. Linked and shared from the gym. Have a great stream, Art. Thank you so much, Bob. I appreciate it. Have a great 2020, my friend. And don't overdo it at the gym. I did once. I had a Gold's Gym membership, and I pulled some back muscles, and holy crap, I was stuck in bed for a couple days. About time travel is also great. Yeah. Oh, and like Bob said, yeah, please like and share. My subs are going up. I think I'm only 16 away from another 100 subs. So you guys have been doing great. Thank you so much for getting the word out and helping me build this empire, as it were. And yeah, I do appreciate. So thanks again, Bob. But Kyle is like Kyle is not 19. Is he really? No way. So if he was 19, then when he was coloring that artwork, he was like 17, 18? Coloring some of my, I gotta find, that would be funny or fun to find some of that stuff and show it on the stream here. Early Kyle work over me. We recently did another piece, I think, when we were supporting Mike Miller on his first Lone Star campaign. I did just a head sketch for Mike, and I think I gave it to him, or he was able to give it away on his show or something like that. And then Kyle liked it so much he colored it up as well. So yeah, there's a lot of cool back and forth and support for each other's projects. It's pretty cool. Kyle Ritter is the Mozart of comics. Wait a minute. Okay, I can't. I'm just gonna cut to this because sometimes I try to go in order and I end up going past these super chats, which I do appreciate. So thank you so much, Nin. I appreciate it. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to everybody. 2020 is going to be amazing. We have so many cool projects coming up and a lot of fun to be had by all. So thank you so much. I do appreciate the super chat. Thank you. Okay. Alan Moore. Alan Moore is scary and weird. Yeah. Alan Moore is the not fun, scary and weird. So he's the prime example of what I'm talking about, where he's just not fun. I don't know about scary. I think it's just fun and weird, or just, quirky. He's just not fun. Can you imagine having a conversation with Alan Moore? Holy shit. I'd probably want to kill myself. If I can't have fun, life is not worth living. Narwhal is weird. Yes, I'll agree. He's a pretty strange guy. But in the good weird. We'll have a classification of fun and good weird. Yes, he does qualify as good weird. Yes. Wait. Okay, wait. Okay, so Kyle is in his mid-20s. Yeah, I'll believe that. And then it's Kyle has too much beard to be 19. I don't know, man. I know you guys grew up with kids like this in high school. Those guys could grow full beards. They had like a full like stern bush, the chest hair. Some crazy shit. There was this guy. Oh my gosh, he could grow like some killer facial hair, but at the same time he was going bald. Like in high school, like he was losing his hair on the top of his head, but he was able to grow a beard. That's weird, man. Life is really weird. Like that you could be losing hair, and then like when you're going through puberty, you're losing your hair, and then you're able to grow like a killer beard that nobody else can grow, but you're also losing your hair. Somebody hated that guy. They gave and took with the same stroke. Hey, Ink Spots, I looked at the piece you posted of Cecil. Crazy, man, crazy good. It was awesome. So, are you going to do the whole book in that style? Because it looked like it was painted. So I could probably find it, but I might dox myself. I don't trust myself. But yeah, it was a great piece of artwork. So if you guys haven't, check out Ink Spots on Twitter. I didn't see that you had an art site. It didn't look like you had a Instagram or a Deviant or anything else that you could have more of your work on. So there wasn't a lot that I could see on your Twitter, on your tweeter. So I was goofing around with Kyle's age. He's actually 16. Hey yo, it's Mullet Turtle. My favorite hairstyle of all time. That and the Beatle cut. The Beatles cut with the straight bangs. It's not a very manly look, but those four guys from Liverpool could pull it off, man. Those guys could pull it off. A first fart Thibert of 2020. Well, welcome to the chat, jalapeno milk. Okay. I think we're kind of caught up here. Oh, wait. Is Ink Spots answering my question? No, just the colors on it. But painting is my thing. But was that the cover that headshot? Because that thing looked really finished. It's a great style. It's really it's a cool cartoon style, but it's really heavily rendered. It's very realistic looking. Yeah, so brilliant artwork, my friend. Looked really amazing. There's some mucho talented people here. Yeah, I'm so proud and happy to be amongst this group of creative people. And fun too. Just a lot of fun. And I don't think I've said fun enough on this stream so far. So I'll probably have to say it a couple more times before it's all said and done. I got to get a move on, man. I got to get to that brush stuff. So I want to show off some brush skills for you guys. So you can, I don't know if you guys can hear, but my wife's ripping off pieces of tape downstairs. So she's packing up black and white books as we're speaking. So she didn't get any books out today because of the new year, but I imagine she's putting stuff together right now for tomorrow. So books have been going out pretty much daily for black and white. Okay, so this is in front of that. Get that little piece there. Thicken it up a bit. All right. So I think as far as structure, all I have left is this. I think this is supposed to be in front of this other piece. Yeah, I was kind of editing this as I was inking it, which isn't the best way to work. And so this little dot dash pattern here is the floor. It's the ground. And so we'll add these. Sweet. Am I losing my light? Is it getting kind of darkish? This one right here is always too much. It's too much. Okay. Come together right now. Here's some more yucky, grungy. If I can get my pen to work. Muckety muck. There. Okay. Bup. All my structures in there. It's a little thin wire going across here. Yeah, I think my ink is drying up, so I'm going to have to add some more. When your nib doesn't work, a lot of times the ink is too thick. So just add a little bit of ink to the well, and you're good to go. Okay. So, I have this still in blue line. Yeah, this nib is not working well right now. Okay. All right. So clean the nib and get some fresh ink. All right. So we have the bottom structured in, the bottom two panels, and then I think the third panel is pretty much done as far as structure. Okay. Done. Okay, so this is my main obstacle right here. So I had a lot of kind of reworking on this guy here. The weird Foreman drone that you guys think is the coolest thing in the world, but are frightened by it. Sometimes we're scared of things we don't understand. Once you guys read the story, this Foreman drone will not scare you any longer. You guys will learn to appreciate it and dig it for all its glory. Man, this ink is... I just put some more in it. Maybe it's the nib. Sometimes if you bend it back lightly, it'll kind of give you a tip, because sometimes the tip will separate a little bit. and it will make the ink harder to flow. Yep, look at that. There's a little ink tip, you guys. A little ink tip. Get it? Okay. The Foreman drone. I can't wait till Hasbro makes the Chrono toys, and then we can have the Chrono, the Foreman drone to freak out kids everywhere. But you know what? It'll be the must-have toy for the Christmas season. All the kids will want to have their Foreman drones. It'll actually, you know, have its own remote, and you can fly it around your house or apartment, and you can steal things with the little claw hand. So you could fly downstairs. You'll have your own little camera, so you can see through the foreman's eyes, and you'll have your own camera, and you can just fly it downstairs or into the kitchen, and you can steal sweets with it. We'll make sure that the Foreman claw is specifically designed for cookies. So the claw will not crush the cookie. It'll work in perfect unison with grabbing the cookie. So you guys scoff now, but man, when you see this, you know, for 2020 must-have toys for Christmas, you're going to go, Art, that guy's a freaking genius. He knows his shit. He knows what kids want, is what he does. That guy's got his finger on the pulse of what kids want for Christmas. They want their Foreman drone. You know, even parents would probably want one, because then, like, they could see themselves as the foreman, right? And so they could spy on their kids with the Foreman drone, and then they could have, like, because the foreman's an authority figure, and like your voice can come through the drone. What are you doing, Billy? Stop that. I told you homework first, then TV, then your video games. It'd actually be cool if it was still the foreman's voice, like it wasn't your voice. So it was almost like the foreman was the guy that's the heavy. Because I know, like, being your kid's best friend is the big thing now. So then the Foreman drone would actually be for, like, modern parenting, where parents just want to be their kids' friends and they don't want to tell them right from wrong, or be any kind of, you know, authority figure in their lives, because they just want to be friends. So what this drone could do is the foreman will take the heat for the parent. So the foreman will say, hey, stop that. Your parents don't want you. Well, actually, he wouldn't say that, because he wouldn't throw the parents under the bus, because then that would be defeating the purpose. He'd just go, you know, that's not right. Stop that. Clean your room. Do your homework. Stuff like that. And then the parent will just sit back and go, oh, man, this is awesome. I don't have to be the boss in my own house. Ooh, that would be the tagline. You don't have to be the boss anymore. You know, the foreman will be the boss in your house. Are you tired of your kid hating you because you tell them what to do? Well, with the Foreman drone, those days are gone. Let the foreman take the heat. What if the foreman says stuff like, I'm going to dox your pay. No video games unless you do whatever. Clean your room. This is not acceptable. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be the must-have Christmas present for 2020. And then the commercial could have this scenario when the parents are telling the kids to do something, and then the kid's like, I hate you, Mom. And it's like, you know how much that hurts when your kid says they hate you. Well, those days are over. With the Foreman drone, let him be the heavy in your house. Clean your room. I hate you, Foreman drone. I love you, Mom. The kid can be throwing stuff at the drone, and the drone's just dodging. It's like, I'm going to dox your pay. That's one demerit. I used to like the demerit system. Usually in shop class, the guy you would have demerits. Well, that's 2 demerits for your behavior. Oh my gosh, that'd be an awesome toy. Kids would hate it, but parents would love it. The foreman's the boss of my household. Something's going on. This nib is giving me poop. It's giving me crap. I don't like crap. And this page is coming along. It'd be like the George Foreman grill. Ooh, the George Foreman. George Foreman's face could be on the Foreman drone. The Foreman line of products. All right. Foreman face. Getting structured in. This little nose here. See, I said little nose, but it's actually pretty big. It's a pretty big schnoz. Okie doke. Go here. Do. All right, let's get some facial details in here. You know, there's a lot of little ground detail here. Trying to figure out how to finish this off for you guys to get some kind of satisfaction and then end this stream. What are you doing?
Oh, just Here, I wrote this up for you.
What does it say? No way. Sweet Mama Jamma. You going to hang out for this?
Oh.
All right. Chrono is on the move. I didn't expect anything to happen. Let's see. I'm going to do some screen share. Pamela, my wife, and wait, Kyle Ritter's in the house. We were just talking about you, Kyle. I'll come back to the chat. Somebody alerted Kyle. You say his name and he comes. You talk about him, he just appears.
It's magic.
It is magic. Okay, so screen share, drum roll, please. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. And let's double check, make sure it's there. It should be there. Okay, so we had movement over New Year's Eve, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we did some stellar numbers over the night. And so that led us to 28 because we were at 27, right? 27. Do you remember what it was?
7 something, I think.
Yeah. So that went to 28.3. So let me hit refresh and see where we're at now. Holy crap, you guys. 400. Look at that. 400 backers.
Oh, cool number.
That is cool. That is so cool. So we did some of the math. So really for a good print run, for a good per book price, it's around 1,000, right? 1,000 books. So we're 600 books away. So pretty good. Thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you for that. And thanks, Pamela, for bringing in.
Sure.
Yeah, so very cool, man. Thank you so much. 400 backers. That looks good. Man, I knew this thing was going to work. I knew it. I just knew it was going to work. Thank you guys so much, man. I appreciate it. This is killer. This is turning into a good night, an even better night than I thought. Oh my gosh. Are you guys getting into my drone idea here? I'm going back in time. Back in time. 7:26. No, we're later than that now. 7:30. You should like your okay. Kids want ain't what? You know what, Durakan? I don't think you know what kids want. I really don't. I think you just say things. I think you are a troublemaker, my friend. You like to poke the bear, the T-bear, as it were. Death Metal Hero, the best hair in comics gate is Death Metal Hero. Art knows what kids want because he's still kind of a kid himself. Future box blurb, future self. Yeah. You know what? I remember somebody was trying to say, like, you're like really kid-like, you know, and they're trying to insult me. And I'm like, I fucking draw comic books. How adult do you expect me to be? Like, what are your expectations? It's like, I'm supposed to take that as an insult? Yeah, well, no, duh. It's like when somebody goes, you're short. Yeah, I'm short. Okay, let's move on. Remember when this was an insult? When you go, you wear glasses, you're 4 eyes. Yeah. Great observation, Einstein. Does the drone also have George Foreman's voice? Yeah, I was thinking about that when I was talking. It could. Because that guy can get that stern voice. I've heard him before. Yeah, he can talk some smack. So, yeah, let's just say at this point, it'll be part of the Foreman line of products, and George Foreman will do the voice of the Foreman drone. That was a good insight there, Durakan. Thank you. We need some packages designed. Somebody get on that. Comic book Bob, no. He only ate half. What? No, I don't want to read that. That sounds gross. Art. people don't parent their kids anymore. They just get them diagnosed with some kind of disorder and get them all drugged up. That, sadly, man, that, oh my gosh, I can't even really make a joke here. That's not too far from the truth, man. We had some friends. They were more Pamela's friends than mine, but she couldn't deal with her daughter. And that daughter they gave her like depressants or something to like, get her to be calm, I guess, or something. I don't know what the hell it was, but it was pretty gross, man. It was pretty gross. Kevin's the math guy. He's got my back here. Boom. Chrono Mechanics now has 400 backers and 1,500 away from the. Oh my gosh, I didn't do that math. 1,500 away from the next stretch goal. That is sweet. And that next stretch goal is 6 pages, you guys. 6 new pages for Chrono Mechanics. And at that point, it will be 60 pages, which is a killer place for the book. So thanks, you guys, for all the support. I do so appreciate it. By the way, that was already invented by the Jetsons cartoon. What was invented by? She didn't parent those kids, did she? What was her name? Rosie? Did she? She was barely in that cartoon. How dare you? How dare you, Durakin? Like I said, man, you say his name, you speak his name, and he shows up. So we have Kyle Ritter in the house. How you doing? I am doing fine, my friend. How are you doing? And happy 2020. 2020 is going to be the year of the Kyle Ritter and of the Hack Shack Studios. I feel it in my bones. What? What is this? Hey, Kyle, Art will be with you in about an hour. Oh, the way I read through the chat? Thanks, man. I'm trying to get a page done here, Durakin. Do you mind? Maybe I should do the voice of the foreman drone. Do you mind? I told you to move it. I told you to move it. Art was just talking. Yeah, see? Somebody's paying attention in the chat. I'm psychic, man. I am psychic. That's all there is to it. I think it happens. Oh, I forgot to make a reservation hour. It is. All right. Okay. So I'm still recharging from the workaholic machine. Yeah. I hear you, man. I tell people this, like my analogy about comic books is it's not a race, it's a marathon. So you really have to pace yourself because it doesn't end. It's just kind of like you pass this baton to the next job, to the next job, to the next job, and it never really ends. So if you're lucky and you continue to work like I have, it just feels endless. You just keep going. And it's a good thing, but it does become a relentless, tiring thing. Tiring. It does make you tired. Yes. And Kyle does have Starblades, which is cleaning up right now. And it looks freaking amazing. Yeah. Okay, here we go. I'll post an update as soon as possible on Starblades Volume 1, promise. But it's doing so good. Yes, it is. Congratulations. It's a great looking book. I don't want to be adult. Adulting sucks. Yeah, it does. But you know what? If a very kid-like person like myself can be responsible and have one foot in reality and the other foot in this wacky world of comics, then there's no frickin' excuse for it. That is me putting the hammer down. Yeah, I know. But what am I going to do? Like, somehow he's going to get this information. Sometimes he has an interpreter, too. So I don't know. Gosh. I'm not going to spend time just typing it in the chat. Okay. LOL, Anna is... What? LOL, Anna the Breathless is on a rant. Anna? Oh, is that Star Wars girl? Is she YouTubing right now? All right. What if I click this and say it out loud? So looking forward to Starblades, Kyle. Does that work better? What is this? What's her Anna ranting about now? Okay. Star Wars again. Well, I guess hence the name, right? She's living up to the name. All right, I'm going to put a couple more lines down, and then I'm going to get into the pin and then follow up with a marker and then let you guys go. Let you guys exit stage left. Let me find my pin. Is this it? My 05? Is this too fine? Let's find out. So, like I said, markers have their place and they work perfect for situations like this. See that? And then all these little circles right here. You have way more control, and the line weight can be more consistent, which is the main thing. And with a Crow Quill or a Hunt 102 or a brush, you can't get this kind of consistency throughout. So the circles aren't perfect, but they're not really meant to be either. So I did the ones on the side a little bit smaller. So then we have another C here for Chrono. Okay. So I got a couple I can do with this. So get a couple little nicks on his head there. And let's finish this up. Is my head in the shot? Sometimes I lean into the board so I can see it. Get my little clock hands here. A little bit of line weight here. Couple nicks there. Okay. Oh, I had a couple here as well. I didn't see before. All right. And I can finish up this claw. The claw. So yeah, this pin has a little bit more control. So I can do some of these finer details faster and cleaner. Okay. So other than some nicks, I think he's all... I know he's a hologram, but he's kind of got some spittle coming out of his mouth. I did that for effect. All right, so let's structure the rest of forming up here. And finish up his claw details. Okay. Like these little things, like these little grip pieces are so much easier to do with this tool. Like I said, I can do it with the other, but it's just so much easier. I don't have to fight the tool. The tool kind of does a clean technical line by design versus, you know, the crow quill and brush and things like that. So, okay, there's a couple lines here. And then put in some here. All right, so I was gonna do the screen stuff, but I'm just gonna bring the brush in and try to wrap it up for you guys, because I did talk a little bit about doing some of this hatching with a brush, because it's kind of bigger scale, and once again, just kind of like the marker, the micron, this tool works way better for the effect I want, which is just like these quick kind of sweeps of the line. And you got to kind of get into a rhythm. So just in the nick of time, brush was running out of ink. So then these little hatches have to match. Because this is a really big scale image, so the line weights have to be a little thicker, a little bolder. Okay. tell I'm trying to work fast because I'm not talking anymore. I'm not talking. So you can see how fast you can move with the brush when you get the rhythm. And then this, I don't do it a lot, but some of these brush strokes, the Chrono style, has some pretty thick stuff in them. So these lines are pretty thick here. But they work. So I got, the screen is pretty much done. There's a couple nicks that I missed. There's too much ink on that. My brush is separating. Sometimes if you get too much ink on your brush, your bristles will separate. This is also an older brush, so it's a little more temperamental. Okay. All right. Yeah, I appreciate all you guys hanging out. Like I say, it gets a little lonely in the studio. Okay, there were these that I wanted to do with the brush as well. I can do some of the stuff. I can do this stuff with a pen as well, but the brush once again is easier and it gives me more the look I want. So the pen is kind of a compromise, but I can do this with a pen. The pen is a scratchier look. Like brush is a lot slicker, a lot smoother look. If I could, I would probably ink everything with a brush. I just can't get the look that I want all the time with it. So it has its good and it has its bad. And so I have these lines. Oh shoot, it went the wrong way. Coming in. So these are him like, what the hey-ha? What the frickety frack is going on here? Okay, so this has got a black in here. I'm just going to chisel this in real quick. And sometimes I like to hit with a little detail so you can see that little piece go through the black there. And there's two ways you can do these. Like you can you can pull them back into the black like that, or you can pull them out of the black like this. It just depends on what you want. And for me, sometimes, like, it's good for an inker to be able to do both, to pull, because it depends on the way the board is, because you can work faster if you don't have to line your hand up all the time with the stroke. So it just makes things work a little faster. And I didn't ink my little trim piece here. So then this is deviating from the blue line. Like I said, I had to kind of redraw. I redrew some of this stuff to put it more on model, I guess, and for continuity's sake. So then to match this, even though there's just a little bit of it, I want to put the hatches in there. So it's going to be a lot of heavy blacks on this panel. And like I said, it's kind of uncharacteristic of Chrono to have a lot of black, a lot of shadows. It's a lot more open, more rendering. So I'm only going to bring it down to about there because I haven't figured out what I want to do right here yet. Okay. So I got all my strokes there. Oh, there's some secondaries here. Okay. And there's a lot of little nicks and stuff around, but I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to fill this black so you guys can see how this all came together. It looked a little confusing in the blue line. All right. Coming together. Another good thing about blue line is you don't really have to erase, because if I was inking over a penciled page, I would have to erase the pencil because the pencil will show up in the scans. And I don't like doing a lot of erasing because sometimes it'll pull up your inks. All right. You know, I just thought of something. Could look cool here. Look at that. Now it kind of fades in the top there a little bit. All right. Okay, so I'm going to do Foreman's hair. And you always want to start off a little thin and then kind of build it thicker. You can always, if you start off thin, you can always build. But if you start too thick, it's hard to fix it. All right. The Foreman with George Foreman voice. George Foreman activated. All right, I'll do the mouth so you guys can see it all kind of put together here. I'm gonna look real quick and see. I think the Foreman, I have some reference over here. I think the Foreman's eyes are, yeah, they're a little longer. Yes, it's the little things. It's the little things, guys. And so we want to put some Foreman hair in here. So you can kind of see that, you know, I use a lot of, well, sometimes like a lot of different tools to get the effects I need. I'm really happy with the way this upshot of the nose came out. Looks pretty cool. So now I'm going to do Eugene's hair and see if that's all there is for the brush. Oh no, there's some strokes on the drone. Everybody's got crazy hair in the Chrono universe. Crazy hair. Yeah, once again, like I do things just to entertain myself. Like this hologram is like spitting, and this is a hologram, and he wears glasses. So there's some crazy crap going on here in this book. But crazy fun. Not scary weird. Like Alan Moore, which we've established in this chat. Alan Moore, not fun. That would be a nightmare, hanging out with that guy. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of still, you know, well, not a lot, but there's a couple hatches and details that I've missed along the way, but I'll get those once we say our goodbyes. But yeah, this is pretty much, is there anything else that I wanted to do? This is pretty much it. So let me get my brush, put it down, put a lid on my ink. And I'm probably going to do like these blue lines right here. I'll do those with a brush first, and then if they don't look good, I might take a ruler and come in and clean it up a little bit, because they might not work the first time. But I want to give the first run with the brush because I want it to look organic and spontaneous. I'll probably use a brush for these two. And actually, now that I look at these, would be for brush as well. But I don't want to keep you guys too long because I do appreciate you hanging out and talking and doing all the stuff that you do in the chat. Sorry, I was drinking some water. So I'll give you a close up, little scan of it. So we have a crashed ship that's been the hull has been repaired. The side of the ship has a patch on it. We have a Foreman drone voiced by the great George Foreman. And so he's like, this is weird. Who did this? Why did they do this? And so then we have an inset, which is the Foreman at Chrono Incorporated with a VR helmet on, and he's piloting the Foreman drone while Eugene and Skippy look on. And then he finally sees, he's kind of perusing the ship, and then he finds that the computer system's on and that the ship is powering up all by itself, seemingly. How did it repair itself? Why is the comm link back? Why is the ship powering up? Who could have done it? You're just going to have to tune in to Chrono Mechanics, back the book, wait for me to finish it, and then you get to read the epic story, the epic journey, as it were. All right, well, I'm going to click out of that. You're going to get to see my little caricature mug for a while, and I'm going to go back in time in the chat, catch up, and then bid you adieu. So yeah, Starblades is going to be awesome. The pen is mightier than the sword. And yes, I said sword because it is sword. It's not sword. But is the brush mightier? Oh no. See, this is what you do to me. I can't answer that question. It's like choosing your favorite kid. You have two kids. Who's your favorite? Cindy or Timmy? I can't decide. I don't know. Any wrench here, maybe someone can throw up some links to art or Kyle's campaign. Yeah, through StreamYards, I can't give wrenches out. It's weird. Hold on, I got a little dry throat. So I have to do this somehow through just straight up YouTube. So I am trying to figure that out. And thanks for having my back on this because I have thought about that. And I do have, like, I think Arthur Brown, the Uncanny Kodiak, has a wrench. Sierra Whiskey. There's a few other people, but yeah, nobody in the chat right now. I trust Draken. Maybe I should give him one. We can do one at the Pontificator show since we hang out backstage. We talk stuff backstage. So thank you so much for having my back on that. I do appreciate looking out. And yeah, if there is anybody that doesn't know, Kyle Ritter, the great Kyle Ritter, colorist of Cyberfrog, has his own book called Star Blazers and or Star Blades. I mean, I'm sorry. It looks amazing, and it is in demand right now, I believe. So go check it out. Once you checked out Chrono Mechanics, of course. Holographic spittle. This book has everything. You're damn straight. We have Shinto. What's up? What's up, Ketchup? Ketchup. What's up, Ketchup? We have Coriolandus. What is up? I started talking my comic work. Wait, I started talking my comic work with me on an iPad, so I didn't have to be lonely. But people leave the room when I come in. So, no, who would leave the room? We're all friends. Don't be like that. Fast as hands. I wish. When I get on a roll, I can move pretty quick. But talking and hanging out, which I do like to do, but I can work a lot faster when I'm just completely focused. But I'll tell you right now, man, I call it robot mode. You go into robot mode, but you also become brain dead at the end because your brain is just so tunnel vision on putting those lines down that when you're done, you realize that your brain is turned to mush. So it's tough. It's a balancing act is what it is. So Kyle says, let you know I'm still here. I do love to watch you do your inks. Well, thank you, Kyle. I'm sure he knows I thanked him because I'm polite that way. Love seeing the creative process. I do too, man. I have been spending way too much time on YouTube with all these behind the scenes stuff. It's absolutely amazing. It's a great time to be alive, you guys. Take it from a guy that's been doing this for a long time. Don't take this stuff for granted. YouTube, all watching people draw, getting to talk to them, interact. This is crazy. This is crazy good times, man. So we spend a lot of time using this technology against each other in negative, bad ways, but I am still in awe of it. And I mean, we're just uncovering it too. I mean, this is just the start. Ooh, I could. This gives me an idea. Maybe the George Foreman grill could be a character. Thanks, Sheldon. Wait, we have Compop. I think this is a new name. I don't remember seeing this in the chat before. Well, welcome, High Art. I like your art streams. Well, thank you so much, brother. And please, if you like this, give me a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, please do sub this channel. We are on a roll, even with the purge, man. We are beating the purge right now. We are one step ahead of the purge. So if you know anybody who likes this kind of content, please help get the word out. I do appreciate it, and I do really like hanging out with you. So we have Tungsten says, nice work. Thank you, brother. Eddie. Hey, Eddie, what's up? Sweet, amazing. How can you do such high-level work in multiple styles? I don't know. I do not know. I try not to think about it too much. I'm very intuitive. I don't really, my process isn't an intellectual one. Not saying that I don't think about it, but I do. But I find it better, especially when you ink, to just be more intuitive, be in the moment. Give me a wrench. I would if I could. You know what? Maybe I should do a YouTube stream and invite you guys in, like behind the scenes, give you an invite, like Comic Book Bob and Draken and some others, and invite you in and then just wrench you all at the same time. Give you a wrench. Wait. Okay, Mike is streaming and is about to make a fool of himself with VR. What? So he's not doing a drawn and quartered tonight? He's doing something with VR. Okay. Nice, even 400 backers. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, on the Chrono Mechanics site. Yeah, So we just went up, and I think Kevin said we're 1,500 away from the next stretch goal. So we're so close to getting this to 60 pages. The Chrono Mechanics campaign is moving. Man, I tell you, like last 3 or 4 days, I didn't think we were going to do much, just because it's the end of the year. Everybody's busy, and Christmas and all with the finances. But you guys have stepped up, man. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. So let's see if he follows up on Mike. Yeah, he said that he was feeling under the weather and people are out of town, so he isn't doing a drawn and quartered. So that wraps that up. The whole Mike drama. We have to find out what Anna is up to, and her drama. So thank you guys so much. I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you to everybody for the super chats. I do appreciate them. They do help. They encourage as well, and the subs and the thumbs up. Definitely that I'm striking a chord and I'm connecting with you guys, which is it's always pretty nerve-wracking. Whenever I start these streams, I'm always a little nervous, but then you guys just put all that at ease. Oh, she's just doing well. Somebody was saying like she's going off or something. So I don't know what she was. Maybe a year-end breakdown of Disney Star Wars. Later, Ink Spots. Can't wait to see your work on what is it? It's Cecil's book is called Cash Grab. The Cash Grab. All right. Good night, all. Thank you so much for hanging out. It's been a blast. 2020 is going to be amazing, and we will keep it going. Onward and upward is the saying, and I'm going to keep saying that throughout 2020. So onward and upward, you guys. I'll see you hopefully tomorrow. Take care, man.